Hey everybody, it's me Adarsh Kharka, and today we will be discussing about merge sort, which is one of the sorting techniques used in programming or coding. So firstly, let's discuss about what is sorting. Sorting is a method or a way of arranging unsorted array or group of data either in an ascending order or a descending order. Now let's discuss about merge sort. Firstly, we'll be discussing about merging. Merging is the process of combining two or more sorted lists into a single resultant sorted list. Merge sort is a sorting technique based on divide and conquer approach, as it divides the given array into sub-arrays of size 1 and then merges the adjacent pairs. Now let's look into an example. Suppose there are two sorted lists or arrays called list A and list B, where list A has m elements and list B has n elements. Then the merge operation combines the two sorted arrays and forms an resultant array which is sorted called R, and this operation of combining all the elements in a sorted way is known as merging. Now let's take a look into how the merge sort algorithm works. It follows three basic steps. Firstly, there is divide, secondly conquer, and thirdly combine. In divide, the divide function of the merging algorithm splits the program into two halves until it reaches the size of 1, that is, the list of array has a minimum of 1 element. Then there is conquer. It is the step where the arrays or single arrays compare with its adjacent array and sorts itself. And in combine, it combines with the two sorted arrays back together and keeps on sorting them and combining them, and finally we obtain the final sorted array. Now let's look into the visual representation. As we can see here, there is an array of size 7, and in the first step the merge function has divided the program into two halves, where the first part has the elements 40, 2, 10, 4, and in the second divided part we can see the elements 1, 19 and 7. Similarly, in step 2 it again divides the program into two halves, and step 3 it reaches until each array has only one element left. Then after that, in this step it conquers, which means sorts itself. As we can see here, 40 and 2 are compared and they are sorted back together and combined. Similarly, here also 14 and 4 are compared with each other, and 4 and 10 are combined back together in a sorted way. Similarly, in the second last step, we can see that the two sorted arrays are again combined back together in a sorted way, and finally we obtain our sorted array, where in an ascending which is arranged in an ascending way. Now let's discuss about the advantages of merge sort. Firstly, stable sort. It maintains the relative order of records with equal keys and it doesn't alter with the data. Second, consistent time complexity. The time complexity of merge sort for every best case, worst case is always the same, which is always big O of n log n regardless of the input, and it works well for large data sets, efficient for large data sets, arrays or and linked lists. Now let's see the disadvantages. Firstly, space complexity. It might require extra space for merging. Secondly, it is slow for smaller data sets. Merge sort may not be as fast as simpler algorithms like instruction sort for smaller datasets due to its overhead. Another question which might rise in our mind is, when do we use merge sort? We use merge sort when large data sets where time complexity is crucial, when stable sorting is needed, example for sorting records based on multiple criteria, when working with linked lists, as merge sort is more efficient with linked lists than other algorithms. Thank you. Finally, let's take a look into an example. Here we can see there is a merge sort function defined, where firstly we check the base condition if the length of array is 1 or greater. If the length of array is greater than 1, then we calculate the mid value, then it divides the program into two halves, left and right, and then there is a recursive function merge left and merge right, and it checks the various conditions using while loop. And finally we can see we have given an unsorted array. Now let's run the code and check the output. Here we can see we have obtained the output using merge sort function in an ascending order. Thank you. That's all for this video.